Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here. And in today's GTA 5 video, we're going to be doing some buyer beware, talking about the items you should and should not buy from the contract DLC update here in Grand Theft Auto Online. So let's go ahead and jump into this thing and let's talk about the agency. Now, you're going to have to buy an agency. You just are. If you want to enjoy pretty much every part of this update, you need to buy the agency. But what you can do is just save yourself some money. Don't buy the most expensive location. Buy one of the cheaper ones. Because at the end of the day, the most expensive one isn't getting you anything more than the cheapest one has. So don't waste your money as far as that goes. That's for sure. Just buy the cheapest one. Now, as far as the upgrades that you're going to want to do for the agency, obviously, if you're looking to save money, you can skip on the art, you can skip on the wallpaper, and you can skip on the highlights. That right there is probably going to save you close to around $750,000, which would end up paying for something like the armory. I recommend that you do spend the money, splurge on the armory. This thing is like having your own personal ammunition store in your newest property. And it's the only way to get access to the stun gun and the EMP launcher, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But the armory, I think, is a must-have, not only for changing your layout, getting access to armor, getting access to modifying guns. It's honestly one of the best features Rockstar has introduced. If you are looking to save money, you could skip out on the accommodation. It's very convenient to spawn in the agency, don't get me wrong, but this is the one thing you could skip out on. The vehicle workshop, I definitely recommend getting, because it gives you access not only to customize your vehicles there. I know it's expensive at $800,000, but it also gets you access to exclusive customization that you can't get anywhere else for a lot of these new cars, like the Amani Tech. And that's something you don't want to miss out on. So my 3 bits of buyer beware for the agency: don't necessarily buy the most expensive one, skip out on the cosmetic stuff, and if you can get around the convenience factor, don't do the accommodation. That's probably going to save you close to $1 million right there. So if you're tight on cash, that is a good way in which you can save a little bit of money. So there you go. That's the buyer beware for the agency part of things. Now let's go ahead and move on to the vehicles. So this is obviously going to be tough because Rockstar released 7 really cool new vehicles today, and it's kind of hard to choose between which ones you want to purchase. Now, right off the bat, I can tell you the ones that have a trade price. So that would be the Debauchee Champion, the Anus Deity, and the Anus Jubilee from the Legendary Motorsports site. And as it stands right now, the Buffalo STX, it has a buy it now price and a trade price. Wait till you get the trade price. It's going to save you a ton of money. And I'll just show you guys what I'm talking about right now. So if I told you you would save $2,160,000 if you just got the trade price for those 4 vehicles that are available right now, do I have your attention? That's right. So I know it takes a little bit. The requirements are a little bit steep, but they basically just want you to play the missions. And if you do that, you'll unlock the trade prices. And if you really want all 4 of those cars, how nice would it be to save a total of over 2.1, nearly 2.2 million dollars. So that is really my buyer beware for all of them, to be honest with you, is just get the trade price. Now, there's a couple of vehicles in particular that I am a huge fan of. I love the 2 supercars, the Pegassi Ignis and the Debauchee Champion. The Ignis is just a really bad to the bone looking supercar, and the Champion has access to those Imani Tech stuff, like not being able to be locked on to the not being able to be locked on to missiles. That is obviously huge. There's a couple of vehicles that I think I'm going to be staying away from. Unfortunately, it is the Anus Deity. Now, for me, it just personally reminds me too much of the Anus Paragon R. Now, I know they come from the same family, but I would just prefer the Paragon R that you could get for free by completing all the casino story missions instead of spending a lot of money on this. And same with the Anus Jubilee. I like it, but you actually get one for free. I mean, you can't customize it, but you get it for free just by having the agency, and you can call it in anytime you want. So those would be the 2 vehicles that I would honestly stay away from. I'm a big fan of the Pfister Astron, which is like the Porsche Macan, new Cayenne. That's really cool. I really like the Lampadati Sin Camilla as well. So of those 6 on the Legendary Motorsports side, I think I'm going to stay away from the 2 NUS vehicles. And then again, as far as Franklin's Buffalo STX, I think a lot of people are really going to like this. The only problem I have with it is the price. It's freaking expensive. I mean, it has the price of like a Legendary Motorsports car, so just get the trade price for it. That's all I'm going to say. You're going to save yourself a ton of money. Now, the only other thing I'll say regarding the cars is the amount of money you can spend on some of the upgrades, especially the Amani Tech, can get very pricey. So a lot of the vehicles, they get the armor and the weaponized upgrades, especially the Amani Tech, like the missile dodging stuff, that can really start to set you back. So maybe hold off on that if you're still a little bit strapped for cash, and maybe wait until you replenish some of your funds by doing some of the contract stuff. Then you can go ahead and dive into that. Now, let's move on to the next most expensive thing that I think you guys will be able to get from this update, and that is the weapons. So I'm going to put the buyer beware sticker on both the stun gun and the compact EMP launcher. Let's talk about the compact EMP launcher. This thing stinks. It's basically like the compact grenade launcher. It's terrible. It's slow to reload. It has a slow fire rate. It's basically an EMP mine that you can shoot, but not at a long distance. And if a car is coming right at you, I don't know if that's your best option to slow it down. So to me, it's more of a gimmick than actually anything all that useful. Same with the stun gun. The range is terrible. It takes 12 seconds to recharge. So what's that guy going to do? He's going to get back up and he's going to shoot you in the face. Or if you end up killing him, he's just going to stay more than 5 feet away from you. And you're not going to be able to kill him because it won't reach. But guess what? His real gun is going to reach, and he's going to shoot you. So that's what I'm saying. Those two seem like a big gimmick to me. The heavy rifle, I actually really like. That might be my favorite assault rifle now. I'm a big fan of that one. And what's nice about that is you can pick that up at the ammunition store. So for whatever reason, you're not buying the armory or you're going to save that for later, you can still get the heavy rifle, which is really, really cool. Now, the other things you can get for your character is, I would say, just buy them sparingly. Rockstar confirmed that there's over 300 items of clothing for both male and female characters. There's 28 new tattoos, 14 new face paints. There's new haircuts as well. So these can get pretty pricey if they add up all together. Like a lot of the clothing items can be $10, $12, $14, $15,000. And if you're buying all of them, that can be a lot of money. So just don't go crazy at the clothing store. Same with the tattoo parlor. Those things are pretty expensive. You get all 28 tattoos, you could be spending like $500,000 just on tattoos. Same with the face paints, haircut. I mean, there's only one new one for both the guys and the girls. So it's not like you can splurge too much at the barber shop. But you guys know what I'm saying. Just be careful because the clothing prices really can start to add up. Now, the other bit of buyer beware I can give you guys is there is a lot of drip feed cars left. I mean, a lot of them. There's 8 confirmed that we know are going to be on the in-game websites, Southern San Andreas, Super Autos, and Legendary Motorsports, that are going to be released over the next couple of weeks and months throughout the holiday season and the new year. And then there's another one. It's like the Bravado Yugo Custom. It's like Lamar Davis's Weed one. I don't know if that's going to be available to purchase. But long story short, we have a handful of very expensive vehicles that are going to be released soon. So just because you might have all the money to buy everything today, you're going to need to reload literally pretty quickly because there's going to be more vehicles on the way soon. So I just wouldn't want you guys to spend all your cash and then have a vehicle that you just absolutely adore come out in a week or two and not have the money to be able to purchase it. So that's the buyer beware I can sort of give for that. Now, everything else that Rockstar has introduced really isn't going to cost you anything. The new radio station, Motomami Los Santos, the new music to Radio Los Santos and West Coast Classics. And the good news about all of this is Rockstar also added a lot of ways to make money, which we'll be talking about in a future video. But that is my buyer beware, the things I think you should avoid purchasing in this new update. I'd love to hear from you guys, though, in those comments down below. What are some buyer beware items that you think people need to be aware of? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well, Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.